all about the Archers. I'm Philippa.
And I'm Katie.
And we are here to talk to you all about what has happened so far this week in The Archers. So we're going to cover episodes on Sunday the 4th of February, Monday the 5th, and Tuesday the 6th of February. There will be spoilers. You have been warned. Katie, what did you think of the week so far?
I know, there's been a lot going on. I never thought I'd say this in my life, but Lynda, bless her, little love heart here. Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I'm actually liking Lynda. What's going on?
She was being so nice tonight, wasn't she?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, she was very, very good. Very sweet to Alistair.
To Kenton.
Sorry, to Kenton.
She's very sweet to Alistair. Anybody, everyone. Yeah.
Been a long week.
Yeah, hasn't it just? When I first heard that Kenton might be going to stay with Lynda, I thought, ooh, I'm not sure. But Lynda seems to be, counsellor for all. And so she's straight in there, meeting him at the point he needs to be met. And I thought that was lovely. But
definitely. I could understand his panic at first.
Yes. But the Ambridge accommodation fairy has struck again. Just when they need it,
yes.
Suddenly, without us knowing, there is a whole ground floor bedroom, wet room ensuite with a pulley lead for help. It sounds to be done absolutely beautifully. I mean, and not booked till April. I mean, it's amazing.
But also, didn't Ardil or someone have to move out for someone? Was it Rylan or something?
Yes.
So why was that not in existence before? Unless there was another accessibility person needing it.
Katie, you are on fire. You are absolutely right. Well, yeah, so clearly the accommodation fairy waved her magic wand between then and now. I mean, where did you think he was going to end up? Where did you think Kenton was going to be staying?
I couldn't work it out. I wasn't sure, because I did think Grey Gables for a millisecond, but I thought there's no way he'll get anything free from that, and that would just be silly money. But I wondered whether Lillian would put him up, just because of the link with the bull. I wondered if she'd have space in all of her servants' quarters, whether there was space for her. But yeah, I wasn't sure. I couldn't work out where that was going. Did you have any thoughts about it?
Yeah, Lillian's a good idea. I suppose she's got that very new expensive kitchen that Justin insisted on them having in the end with that kitchen saleswoman. So whether there's space now with all of that. I thought, because there's accommodation at Jim's, because Jazza originally lived with Jim and Jim had the extension made, the flat extension with an ensuite. So I was like, there's nobody there. Could just go and stay there. I think he'd rub along okay with Jim and Alistair and have a bit of a laugh. But there seems no mention.
That could have been cute.
Again, the fairy has struck and that accommodation has disappeared. And their house has squeezed back into its original size. I don't know. Were you surprised that Kenton had come out of hospital so soon?
Yes. Yeah, he should not have discharged himself and hobbled home, bless him. That should not have happened. But I can imagine what it must have been like. It's a nightmare, isn't it? When you don't want to be, when you're kind of feeling all right, but you're just in a bit of pain. You don't want to be stuck on one of them wards because it's really hard work.
And last week we heard Vince talking to Jolene and finding out more about what happened, allegedly. And then this week we had Harrison talking to Jolene. Harrison, who has had all the police training and recognising signs of when someone's not quite telling the truth and empathy and all of that. And Jolene was obviously not telling him the full story. But he didn't have his truncheon with him.
He was too busy doing his collaring in.
Bless him.
He just zoned out for a bit, bless him. He was fine. He was just playing with his police car. He was fine.
Can you imagine if Harrison and Fallon had moved in with Jolene and the baddies came again, I would be in fear of Harrison, to be honest. Fallon and Jolene would be fine.
Yeah.
They'd be okay, but Harrison, I do fear would, with his toy policeman's hat and truncheon, he'd just get in trouble, I think. Bless him. So
He'd end up handcuffing himself to the bar or something. So in a total mess, bless him.
Do you think we've got all the facts of what's happened? Do you think no? Okay, so you think there's more to come? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what, but it just seems a bit bizarre that it was something that happened so long ago, and it was just a bit of a bar brawl thing. I wanted to listen again actually just to see exactly what was said, because it didn't seem like much had happened. And then it just suddenly escalated, and now all these years down the line, they've found her again. It was a bit bizarre. So, no, there's got to be something more. But I'm not sure if Jolene is fully innocent.
Ooh, I like that idea. Okay, well, let's start as we do with faves. Give me your faves of the week so far.
One big fave was the British Yorkshire Pudding Day. I'm annoyed that I didn't know anything about this. Toad in the Hole is one of my favourite things ever. How did I not know about British Yorkshire Pudding Day? And I want some Yorkshire pudding bunting. I think it would go very well just along here.
Best thing I heard, Yorkshire pudding bunting. I mean, I'm presuming they are literally photos. They haven't actually got, Yorkshire puddings dipped in sugar hung along the plate.
All just strung along.
Nice for the first day. But...
Yeah, exactly. But I did want to know what the Yorkshire pudding special was, because obviously you can imagine the main course. Is it going to be a big Yorkshire pudding with the food all in it, or is it going to be lots of different Yorkshire puddings or Toad in the Hole and versions of? And my dad's a bit weird, so he used to have Yorkshire puddings for pudding, so we used to have Yorkshire pudding with jam on. So I guess they could do that as a pudding.
Yeah, it seemed to be... I got the impression that there was a whole range of Yorkshire pudding options on this menu, that it wasn't just here's your main. It was a bit like that Spam sketch. Is it the Monty Python Spam sketch with, do you want, fish fingers and beans with a Yorkshire
Spam
pudding?
surprise.
Yeah, ham salad sandwich with a Yorkshire pudding, whatever it is, it's smoked salmon and lobster in a Yorkshire pudding, it's happening.
Absolutely.
Breakfast in a Yorkshire pudding, that could work. Egg, bacon, sausage in a Yorkshire.
Yeah, well, they do those wraps, don't they?
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, I was intrigued about that as well. Anything else?
Clary's snort. I absolutely loved her little snort that she did yesterday, because it was talking about Susan's Dairyman's foot lols with David, and Clary in the background was sniggering away, and then she just went. It was brilliant.
She couldn't keep it secret, the joke. She couldn't play it out, could she? Bless her. And not very skilled at the till in the bull. Bless
her. Love her. But yeah, they were my two main faves. How about your faves?
Yes, Yorkshire pudding bunting, definitely. I found it was a fave of mine that, previous week Susan and Clary have been moaning about Adam taking over, and now they're very happy that he's... I mean, Helen must be miserable to work with if they're really happy to have Adam in. And he's there for 4 weeks and Helen's just going away for 1 week. So I love the phrase, we're losing valuable production time, that Adam said, and then Clary said as well. I thought that was good. Just the concept of Kenton sleeping on Fallon's sofa with the bathroom being upstairs and them having to, make arrangement. I thought, they're going to be bleaching their sink out, aren't they? After that, that's not going to be very nice.
Lots
the kitchen
of
sink
saucepans lined up on the floor.
So no wonder he needed to move somewhere else. Another fave, mention of a book for book group. Lynda had been reading a book for book group. She didn't name what it was, but yes, I like the idea of that. And food, obviously, I should just dwell on food. I will have missed things this week, but we had breakfast in bed, Yorkshire puddings, Child's nuggets and chips, delicious lunch, and I also mentioned the chip that is the huge chip on Harry's shoulder when he's talking to Chris, which I'm sure we'll go on to in a minute. Any other food?
Yes. I don't think there was, because I was waiting to find out what they were going to order at the restaurant tonight with Eve, but they didn't say anything. Oh,
and you've led us beautifully into that. Eve Chilcott, thoughts and observations.
Yeah. Well, I think she knows more about Harry's health situation, just because of how she was kind of saying, so how are you actually? And then the fact that she wants to meet Alice and go out for clothes shopping and another meal. Does she know more, and is she going to say more to Alice as a, can you just keep an eye on this because of this? So I don't know, because we've still not found out what that diagnosis was. So I think she definitely knows more. So whether it was a hereditary thing from his dad, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Could be something like that. But I quite liked her, did you?
I didn't know if she was being nice or devious. I felt quite unsettled by her. I started thinking, is there a family trust that Harry will benefit from if he marries? So she's trying to get him married as soon as possible. I thought she was very, very pally with Alice. And I thought, oh, I don't know, you'd be a little, not hesitant, but you just bide your time, where she's taking selfies with her and complimenting her on a dress that she got from the fashion show. And I don't know, it just felt...
The fashion show.
It didn't make me comfortable, but Harry is not making me comfortable at the moment. This week, naughty Harry.
Oh, yeah, no, not a fan of that. I've just got Harry speaking to Chris, creepy, pushy and smarmy.
Yeah,
They're
and
some of my
Chris...
flops.
Chris could sense it and Alice could sense it as well. So I don't know why she's allowing Chris to have to put up with that. It felt, oh, poor Chris. No. Didn't like that at all.
Yeah, you'd be having a word with Harry to be like, do you want to just calm it down a little bit and calm down?
Yes. Didn't appreciate that
at all.
The other thing I wasn't a fan of was Ruth. I mean, Ruth is family to Kenton. You know, Kenton is David's brother. And so there should be some compassion and care. Ruth has said Kenton could kip in the dining room on the sofa. Well, that's not... It wasn't great, I didn't think.
No, it wasn't very pally and open and helping.
And they've got the huge barn with toilet facilities and everything on the flat. I mean, worst case, and it's not a barn as in the wind going through. You know, it sounds really lovely.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, definitely. No, I could have pitched up there.
Ruth, you're a flop of mine. And we learnt this week that Lillian always dusts things off. You know, she just shrugs things off.
I didn't agree with that.
No.
I think she does smoulder for a bit longer than that, rather than just kind of brushing herself off and carrying on in their little clip-cloppy heels. No, I think she does still bear some grudges, I think, and some bits and bobs.
And you are the Lillian expert, so if you think, I'm glad you think that. That's, yes.
Yes, she's not perfect. No one's perfect.
Well, I don't know.
Apart from us two.
Yes, exactly. The four of us.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, the other two as well. Then, right?
Yeah, we'll let them in. Star of the week. Who is your star of the week?
Yes. I felt bad writing it down, but Lynda's my star of the week. I can't believe I ever wrote this, but I've put Lynda, wow, with a star. So, yeah, she is my fave. But also, Chris does get an honourable mention for not punching Harry.
Although it might have been quite nice to hear that. Go on, Chris.
Yeah, I think so. Your star?
Yeah, Lynda for one. I feel like Kenton's in safe hands, actually. But also Clary Love, because last week she'd been so upset about how much work she'd got to do, and that Adam managing them was something she couldn't cope with, and she didn't have enough time to do anything. And now she's working at the Bull as well. So she's my star for the week because I'm just really worried about her. She can't take anything more on. And that Till, bless her, it's not good. Any predictions?
Well, there's got to be some prediction in there. I've got a Peaky Blinders / Ambridge crossover from all this gangstery stuff. Don't know what it's going to be, but definitely there's this crossover is going to keep building, and whatever happens. Before tonight's episode, I had that Kenton was going to end up back in hospital because Jolene had wrung his neck for being annoying.
Yeah.
Because of discharging himself from the hospital. And a Yorkshire pudding cookbook. It's got to be on the cards. We need one.
Love it. Well, my predictions have already happened. I said Alice will meet Harry's mum. Well, that's happened, so that's rubbish. Kenton will live with Jim. That hasn't happened. And I put earlier on today, when I was listening to today's episode, I said Kenton won't get on with Lynda, but that's wrong. So my predictions are just thrown away. I do wonder if we'll have a sort of Archer's Apprentice mashup with Clary Love and Susan and Adam in their hairnets making the yoghurt, and it all going wrong and the wrong temperature, and who's going to be fired, that could happen, but
Adam.
not. Yeah. Oh, I love Adam. So there we go. What else will happen this week? We wait to find out. But on Saturday, there shouldn't be an episode, but there is going to be an episode. I'm not going to say who it's with, but I was in Birmingham yesterday at the BBC, and, well, there's a recording that's happened and I can't wait. It's a bit different, bit special, but yes, that's very exciting. So tune in on Saturday to have a listen to that. And I'll be back next Tuesday with Quentin. Oh, and we've got the Patreon event coming up in only a few weeks now, 7th of March. And we'll really look forward to having the live event there and the content for you for afterwards, even if you can't make it on the 7th of March. So I'll put a link in the show notes. Love it if you'd consider signing up and supporting us. So that's it. So it's a bye-bye from me.
And ta-ra from me.
Bye-bye, everyone.